Chris Lewis. He is a CTV public safety analyst and a former OPP commissioner. He joins us from Naples, Florida. And thank you very much for joining us to talk a little bit more about this. So there was the meeting today with senior cabinet ministers and the prime minister as they try to find some kind of strategy for it. Let me ask you in particular about the police role in this. So you have the RCMP and you have the OPP, and there seems to be a lot of confusion over who has the right to direct police action on an injunction.
Really, nobody does. The court injunction provides direction to the police. Elected officials can't provide that direction and say, go in there and arrest those people or anything like that. That's up to the police commanders. But the injunction does put pressure on the OPP in the case of that specific blockade near Belleville to take action. But the commanders on the ground have to make the decision when that's appropriate, when they feel it's in the utmost of safety in terms of public safety and officer safety to do so.
And what about in the sense of we've seen others protests that have disbanded or they come, but not the one here. What about the pressure on the OPP in terms of its latitude as to whether to do something about it?
Well, the pressure's huge, and I went through that many times in different ranks, actually, and it's very, very difficult because you have to do what's safe. When the officers march down the road in Ipperwash to kick a bunch of protesters off a piece of land, ultimately a First Nations protester was killed, and many lives were changed forever. So as a result, the Ipperwash Inquiry gave direction to the police how to handle these things, and that's exactly what the police are doing in this case.
And what about in terms of the RCMP, because they want Sweatin wants them, off the land there. What about the Minister of Public Safety in terms of
I don't believe, Bev, that the Minister of Public Safety has any right as an elected official to tell the RCMP how to do their job. It'd be akin to there's a hostage situation in that house, and so we're going to tell the police go and right now kick the door in and go in. Well, they're not going to do that. And it's a very similar situation. They can't be directed operationally how to do their business.
And given all of that, obviously they would be having meetings about that and how things have been done in the past. How long might this go on if the OPP does decide to say, we're not going to move in?
Well, there has to be a political solution, unless the police can, at the front line, can say, please get off, as they're trying, and then therefore those protesters go home. That's the only way it'll end locally, but nationally there has to be a political solution, and that's beyond the ability of the police. It's up to the federal government to sort that out. And so, this could go on forever. But what's interesting is if they do go in and there's a confrontation, people will get arrested and there'll be a fight. When that happens, what happens next across the country? Because we've seen the 401 blocked in the past in that same area. We've seen other highways blocked across Canada. So trying to prevent that is key, and save lives is key. But it's so frustrating to travelers. I totally get that. But it could get a lot worse if they don't handle it properly.
Yeah, we keep our eye on that. Chris Lewis, thanks so much for your time.
Anytime, Bev. Have a great day.
You too.